Have you ever noticed that as your income goes up, your sense of financial freedom doesn't really follow? In fact, for many people, it quietly disappears. Not because they're irresponsible, not because they're bad with money, but because of one lifestyle upgrade that feels harmless and socially expected. Let's talk about that. Imagine a fairly normal situation in the US or Europe. You're in your mid to late 20s or early 30s, you get a better job or a raise. After taxes, you're taking home around $3,800 a month in the US, or roughly 3,200 euros in Europe. Nothing extreme, just comfortable. So naturally, your life adjusts. Your rent goes from a shared apartment to your own place. Now it's $1,400 instead of $900. You upgrade your car. Not a luxury one, just something reliable. That's another $420 a month. You didn't go crazy. You just made sensible adult choices. Then come the quieter upgrades. A newer phone on a monthly plan, streaming subscriptions, more takeout because you're busy now, a couple of weekend trips a year, maybe a credit card balance that never quite hits zero. Suddenly, your monthly expenses are sitting around $3,300 to $3,500. On paper, you're doing well. In reality, you're financially stuck. Not struggling, just average. Here's the hidden mistake most people don't see. They judge affordability by monthly payments, not by long-term cost. As long as the rent fits the paycheck, it feels fine. As long as the car payment clears, it feels manageable. As long as the credit card minimum is paid, it feels under control. But let's slow this down and look at the math. That $420 car payment over 5 years, that's over $25,000 for something losing value every day. The extra $500 in rent each month? That's $6,000 a year, money that could have built flexibility or security. A credit card balance of $4,000 at typical interest rates? That quietly drains hundreds every year just to stay in place. None of these decisions feel dramatic on their own. That's the problem. So why do intelligent, educated people keep making this trade? Because lifestyle upgrades don't feel like mistakes. They feel like progress. There's also a psychological effect at work. When your income rises, your brain quickly redefines normal. What used to feel like a luxury becomes a baseline. Driving an older car starts to feel like falling behind. A smaller apartment starts to feel temporary. Saying no to plans feels like failure instead of choice. And because everyone around you is doing the same thing, it doesn't look risky. It looks responsible. But financially, what's really happening is this. Your income growth is being absorbed by fixed costs that are hard to undo once you commit to them. If this pattern continues for 10 or 15 years, the outcome is very predictable. You earn well, you save inconsistently, you feel pressure instead of control. Any unexpected expense feels disruptive. Any job change feels risky. Any pause in income feels dangerous. Not because you failed, but because your lifestyle requires your full paycheck just to stay afloat. That's how people stay financially average without realizing it. Now here's the quiet shift financially intelligent people make. They don't ask, "Can I afford this monthly?" They ask, "What does this choice lock me into?" They're less impressed by upgrades that reduce flexibility. They value margin more than appearance. Not because they're cheap, but because they understand something simple. Freedom doesn't come from earning more. It comes from needing less of your income to survive. So when their salary increases, they don't immediately expand their lifestyle to match it. They let the gap exist. That gap becomes options: time, security, calm. This isn't about deprivation, and it's not about living like a student forever. It's about being intentional with upgrades that permanently raise your financial baseline. Because the most expensive lifestyle isn't the flashy one, it's the one that quietly requires you to keep working at full speed forever. If this way of thinking helped you see money a little more clearly, you can like the video or subscribe for more calm, realistic discussions like this. No hype, just clarity.